What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classic Clown Vlog. Man, we're doing a twofer on a Tuesday. It is Tech Tuesday, and you know every Tech Tuesday, I try to bring you on guests who are tech folks who've been doing it for years. And we have another lovely guest. Listen, Mr. Ronald, listen, let me get that right. Dr. Ronald Gatewood. Talk to us today. Introduce yourself to the audience today.
Hey, first and foremost, thanks, Ericka, for having me on the show. Big fan of yours. Been following you I know on Twitter for at least a couple of years now. Catching up on all the gyms and soaking in all that game you putting out there on the universe. So Ronald Gatewood from Mississippi, born in Tennessee, but Mississippi raised.
What's up, Mississippi?
Oh yeah. So if you hear a little country slang, that's just my natural accent.
Mm-hmm.
Been in tech for like 14 years. Got him interested in tech. One of my older cousins was in tech, and you know how you look up to your older cousin. He was cool. Actually, when he played football in college and went tried out for a few teams, but he ended up getting a tech job. So he said, "Hey, I'm gonna do tech." So big cuz you to show up, man. Nice ride, navigator. I'm like, man, he's cool, making legit money the legal way. So I got interested in tech. Decided to go to school for tech, joined the military to help pay for college, and I told the recruiter, and recruiters don't really lie to you; they kind of bend the truth. So I
Bend
told
the truth. I like that.
so I told the recruiter, like, hey, I want to do something in IT, something dealing with computers. He said, I got you, Ronald. I'm gonna put you behind a keyboard. Well, he didn't tell me he was gonna put me inside a tank. And
It's a keyboard, all right.
it was a keyboard, it was a computer. I was a fire direct specialist. So in the Army National Guard, I pretty much directed the cannons where to shoot. So did that. Um, Enrolled in junior college, went from junior college to a 4-year university, Mississippi State, and majored in ITS. Took a year out to go serve my country in Iraq. Came back. Oh, thank you. Finished school, got my first job as a computer programmer in Little Rock, Arkansas, for Dillard's corporate headquarters. So that was cool. But left there. They ended up back at my alma mater, Mississippi State, and started off in desktop. Went from desktop 1, desktop 2, to now I'm the manager of the desktop group, and I manage a group of 13. Also, while at the university, I furthered my education, got my master's, and got my PhD. And while I was working on my PhD, I kind of dubbed the name Professor Tech because I knew I wanted to teach technology classes. So it was one of those things like claiming it into existence and speaking it
Mm-hmm.
into existence. Because once I graduated, I started teaching technology classes. So I'm a full-time IT manager, and I'm also an adjunct professor, and I teach technology classes on the part-time. And I also have my own LLC called Professor Tech, where I provide technical services and technical advice to a few of my clients here locally, which my biggest client is a local nonprofit.
So out of that transition, right? The military, you telling your buddies, "Hey, I'm getting up out of here. I ain't staying on time. Y'all can stay here if y'all want. Do y'all 20 years? I'm out of here." Uh,
Right.
what seems to be the greatest thing you learned? Was it discipline? Was it managing your time? Was it like, man, that's a great experience, but now I'm ready to, go on to the next?
I, I would say discipline and selfless leadership. You learn that you have to do certain things by standard. You have to be on time because your life and somebody else's life might depend on it.
Depend on it.
Right. And when it comes to selfless service, you kind of learn it's no I, you need the whole team. So
Hmm.
you kind of develop this behavior of looking out for your fellow man. And at the same time, hopefully you have some good comrades where they're looking out for you. So you kind of leave that whole it's just me mentality. You learn how to appreciate people. I learned a lot about diversity, learned that we can have different backgrounds, but as long as we can get on one accord, we can make things happen.
So my mom did 26 years in. She's done different real essays, but I just want to tell her what his recruiter said. He said, "I want to work beside a
Wow.
keyboard," and he said, "Oh, I got something for you." He got him in a tank. She over there laughing. She's like, "What?" So yeah, people don't know. They like, "Yeah, man, I got you, man. Keyboard, no problem." So what is the name of your? Say it again. You say the official first letter you got, and then the second for your when you first your associate's degree, then your actual degree.
Actually, I didn't even stay at junior college long enough to get my associate degree. I stayed there long enough just so I can go to a 4-year. So
I love it.
My bachelor's is in ITS, Information Technology Services. I have a master's in instructional technology, and my PhD. I have a doctorate in instructional technology as well.
Man. So what would we call your position at your job when you first started?
Okay, so my first position was desktop. Well, actually, I started as a student worker. So I said that to say, man, never think of any job too small because you never know that job could be opening up doors to other things. So started off as a student worker with a desktop support group. Then when I graduated, I went to dealers as a computer programmer. So I was doing COBOL programming, just like you see on TV. We was in a cube form, pretty much walked
Hmm.
in, went to our cube, program code all day. Left there, went back to Mississippi State as a desktop support specialist one, and from there, desktop support specialist two. And the best way I can explain a desktop support specialist, we're pretty much the geek squad on campus. We're going out helping users with all their issues.
Hmm.
Um, I like to say we're tech interpreters, so we'll talk to some of the more geeky, sophisticated people in the background who like to use those large technical terms. We'll kind of interpret it and break it down in simple language to where end users can understand. And now I'm the desktop support services manager.
Awesome, awesome. So along the way, was it hard to get promoted? Or are you just learning different skills as you grew?
Kind of learning different skills as I grew, and with me, right place at the right time. A few times it came to me having to talk to myself like, "Hey, it's time to leave." People ahead of you, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. But man, ain't don't nothing beat God's timing. First time I got promoted, had a situation where two people ahead of me ended up leaving, and that
So it
kind
was
of
like boom, boom.
right, exactly. And then when I went up for manager, the CIO retired, and that pretty much caused everybody, other people, to kind of move up. So that opened up another position for me. So I would say, man, staying on top of my skills, doing good in the current position I had, it kind of helped me out.
Sorry, I was trying to make it get back right. Get back right. Okay, there we go. So it's IT Customer Service is the book you wrote by Donald Ronald L. Gatewood. You got that flow in there. You gotta be IT service deliver the best service to your end users. What made you write this? Was it just what you've been seeing? Is it the energy? Is it just time? What was it made you write it?
It was a lot of what I had been seeing, and a lot of times, especially early on in my career, I would kind of run into certain issues, and I would spend a lot of time googling online, googling on Facebook, um, asking people for advice on LinkedIn, and I always told myself like, man, it would be good to kind of have some type of IT customer support guide or some type of IT desktop help desk Bible where people can kind of go to a book and pick up the skills that they really need to succeed. And while working, I just pretty much I started out by taking notes on my phone. Every time I came across a situation that I learned from, I would kind of put a note on my phone. Then eventually one day I told myself, all right, I got to go ahead and start writing this book and kind of need to get it down.
So you come across this, how much did it, just how much does it take for someone to get into your field? Let's say they want to start out as the desktop support. Did that how much does that cost for them to kind of get in that field, or is there a particular class they could start, or do they learn on the job with that one?
They can learn on the job. A lot of times, I tell people they're totally new to tech.
Mm-hmm.
One good certification to start is A plus certification.
A
It'll
plus. Okay.
right. Yeah, the A plus will give you like the basic know-how with computers. Also, if somebody's interested in going to college for it, I would tell them maybe start off at a junior college, learn some hands-on training, and then go to a four-year college, maybe do computer science, computer engineering, or now they have other IT jobs that's geared towards end user support, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have as much mouth. And it's for people who really want to get into IT, but they know they don't want to be programmers. They know they don't want to do any of those complex algorithms. But the A plus is a very good certificate to start at just to get your foot through the door. And even if you think you want to be a programmer or a cloud engineer, a network engineer, or a system administrator, there's great benefits with starting off at desktop. You can kind of learn things at the lower level. You can also learn skills on how to interact with customers. a lot of times you have people that go straight to like system administration type jobs, network administration, and they never really experience dealing with customers on the front line.
You got a small dog, don't you?
Yeah, you hear her.
Give her a treat. No, no, it's all good. You're good. You're good. So people in the chat are saying, yeah, A plus is a great foundational certificate. And so once they start there, did you find that at work there were opportunities to learn more, grow, move laterally?
Yeah, I felt like it was more opportunity to grow more and learn more, just because there were some people that. Oh, hold on one second.
I feel right back. Kids, grab that dog.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I think that's certain. With me, it kind of helped. It helped me kind of put me on the same level and field as people who had been in tech for a while. Mm-hmm. Came in not knowing a whole lot, but by studying the A plus, it kind of allowed me to kind of get to where I needed to be. And also, since it was some people so used to doing things their way, I was able to find new things and new ways of doing things in the A plus. So some of those new skills I was able to help and share with other people on the team, which really showed them that I really wanted to learn, and I was putting forth the initiative to learn and become a better tech. Which another benefit of that is a lot of times if you're on a tech team, if you learn to show others that you are trying to get the answers and you're just not always coming in like, hey, can you help me with this, help me with that? If you're more so like, well, hey, I did this, I did that, they're more likely to go out of their way to help you out and teach you a little bit more.
Yeah, listen, y'all know these new millennials and these Gen Zs, they be like, just show me the answer. Like, no, this is not Google. This is a workplace. We have to do some research on our own. And I think, tech is one of those places. It's plentiful in jobs, lots of sliding. Some people are worried about a hiring freeze, but I'm like, y'all, there's like 10 million open jobs in America right now. Right. They need workers. There's workers out there that can be moved into these positions.
Right, especially in IT. We're a long way for IT being oversaturated. There's always going to be a job.
Listen, Kamala wanted to get 500,000 HB1 visas to her cousins over there in India. I said, hey, girl, chill. What you doing?
Right.
There's plenty of folks here can need to learn how to do that.
Right. Keep some of that money over here.
I love it. So what's something, do you go speak at schools? Do you speak, to different groups? Are you trying to do that this year?
Yeah, I'm trying to do more of that. I've spoken to like some of the local boys and girl clubs. Mm-hmm. And I've spoken to other groups virtually, but I'm trying to do more face-to-face, especially since things with COVID are
over.
Right, and getting a whole lot better. So yeah, I'm interested in getting more into the schools and talking to them. But so far, I've talked to like Boys and Girls Club in a few classes.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And so, part of what people are nervous about is, man, I've got to do all this math. I got to do all this math, man. I want to do math. How much math do you say you would use at your job getting started?
You're doing desktop or server desk. You just need to know how to add and multiply. You're not.
Come on, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. People be nervous about this math. I'd be like, baby, we just add and subtract. We can do that on our calculator.
Right. You ain't gonna be doing no hardcore algorithms, trig, geometry. And I'll be honest. I wanted to do computer science, computer engineering at first, but math was not my strong point. Mm-hmm. And a few people educated me on different IT-related degrees that you can do that doesn't have a lot of math. A lot of people when they hear about math and engineering, they kind of scare them away. You got degrees such as information system, management information technology services that doesn't have a lot of math. And two, if you know for sure you want to be an engineer or do computer science, hey, I would say try it out anyway. A lot of time with YouTube, you can hire tutors, and a lot of times you can find somebody who can break that math down to you. That's a whole lot better. So yeah, especially younger kids at the Boys and Girls Club, I talk to them. I tell them, don't let math intimidate them. Don't let that be the that one thing to keep you
That
away.
stops you. And
Right,
Americans be so cocky. I'd be like, y'all need to take some of that cockiness and throw it up in these jobs.
right,
This thing survey was showing that women won't apply for a job unless they meet 100% of the qualifications. Men will apply if they meet 60%.
right,
I am telling y'all, if you got two things, throw it up there. Donald Trump applied, you can too, right?
right,
Like any job you think of in America you want to apply for it. You don't know who's in the hiring spot and be like, well, let's train somebody, right? You got a lot of companies that's been, people want to work remote, they don't want to show up to work. If you're the guy or girl willing to start out and show up to work, you might beat everybody else out.
right, right. And I'm a big advocate for throwing your name in the hat. I know a few of the
Anyway.
places. Yep, because you never know what happens. You never know what the applicant pool is like. You might get lucky, and you got into an applicant pool where there wasn't a lot of stiff competition. 'Cause I know one of the positions I applied for, somebody came in like, "Hey, you sure you're gonna apply for that? You ain't got a chance." I was like, "Okay." I ain't no getting it, and I wanted so bad to go back and tell them, like, "Hey, man, I thought you said I didn't have a
I
chance."
just want to stun on you, baby. I just want to show you that I
Right, I
got
stayed
this
home.
job.
But yeah, I talked to a lot of other managers who kind of tell me that, like, hey, I really didn't have a lot of applicants to apply for my job, or hey, I've had an opening for like months because a lot of people are not applying. So just like Ericka said, if you don't have to meet all the qualifications. Yeah, you see one or two bullet points on there that you qualify for, go ahead and apply for it. And two, you never know, you might not get that role, but you might get an interview, and that interview can set you up for other openings in that organization.
Sorry, y'all. that tea went down the wrong way.
You sure that's regular tea? That ain't Long
That's
Island?
regular tea. There's no Long Island in it. So I said, listen it hard. Thank you both. Y'all, this drives me crazy. The number one question people ask is, am I too old? Do they hire older people? Tell the people, do they hire older people?
Yes, they do hire older people. I've been reading success stories of people who've done other careers and retired and then decide to go into tech. I recently reached out to a guy last week on LinkedIn, and he was in the military, retired 25 years from the military, and now he's doing project management, IT project management, making $95 an hour. And he told me he did not do anything IT related in the military. So tech do hire baby boomers, and there's so many different jobs and sectors in tech that you can find a job that you like.
You be in your 60s and 70s. Can you click them keyboards?
Right.
Do you follow instructions? What a lot of people don't understand is the Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, but look at the board. It's all baby boomers. It's all older folks with experience. You have something young people don't. You gonna show up to work. You got experience, and you ain't doing all this talking back. It's just different. Like there's a reason companies are hiring. When I worked for Lowe's, they had this thing called wall builders. You had climbers and you had wall builders and you had I forgot the other name. But the wall builders were the people who held the company up because they were consistent. They showed the work. They do what they got to do. They didn't give a lot of gruff. And a lot of times baby boomers fit that category of wall builders. They keep the company going because they're going to show up and they're going to do what they got to do. And a lot of people don't understand that, right? They don't appreciate that concept. Out of IT customer service, what are some of the weirdest things you've experienced, whether it's a customer or people?
Man, that's a good one. I would say some of the weirdest things are when people do things to sabotage themselves and they know they did, but they don't confess to it.
You'd be like, you broke the system, sir. Just tell us.
Right. But it make you appreciate the ones who are honest about it. Like we had somebody a few months ago who they wasted liquid on their MacBook, and they were honest. They were like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I was drinking wine, and the glass of wine wasted on it. Other things too, such as being upfront with people. Don't always tell them what they want to hear. Tell them you're the expert, so you need to tell them what they need to know and be upfront with them. Like a lot of times, I have to tell people that what you're asking for is technically possible, but there are different ramifications to it. We might give you this, but it might cause other issues. It might cause security issues, and what you're asking for isn't worth you risking your data, risking the data of the organization or for your business. Or somebody might want something done, and you have to let them know, like, hey, that's against policy. Yeah, you want it done, but that's against policy. Just because technically we have access to somebody else's data that you want, we just can't show you that data or give you access to that data. So one of the biggest challenges is letting people know that, yeah, even though something technically can be done, that's not always the best way to do it. And two, a lot of times you find people who want to use technology to fix everything. There are some problems that technology don't need to be involved in. There are some things that you just need to do it the old-fashioned way, because technology can overcomplicate things in some aspects of things.
And people don't realize that.
No.
They really don't realize, like, everything is not automation based. We had one guy, he was saying how they use so much automation. What end up happening is it took, like, some people just needed a simple question answered, and they took the person out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the part what messed them up. He said, "Can you click on the keyboard?" So being an Army tank crewman is perfect training. Like,
and it was good training, especially learning how to work under pressure with people hollering and screaming, but you still got to get those keyboard clicks just right.
I mean, listen, that tank makes me claustrophobic. The thought of a tank makes me claustrophobic. Y'all better than me. I salute your service, because you're right here be like, it's hot. I can't do it. But yeah, so part of your book launch, when you're coming out here, are you coming to Afrotech this year in Austin, Texas? It's say again?
When is it?
It's November. Let me not even lie. I know it's November. Hold on, let me double check though. Let me double check before I even start. Because Afrotech was like a party, man. It was awesome. It was like the Afrotech experience is the largest series multicultural tech experience in the United States. They bring a little bit of everybody this year. The dates are, hold on a second, November 13th to 17th in Austin, Texas. I'm trying to take over a speaking part. Let me see. Really, I'm not speaking. I'm going to be, you can become a speaker though. If you go to this main site, let me show it on my screen. You can apply to be a speaker. Everybody that I interview for Tech Tuesday, I see if they're going to go. Because I'm in Austin. So this one right here it is. At the top of the line, I'm going to send it to you in the private chat too. It's over here at the top, it says become a speaker. So if you want to come speak, it's a great opportunity. Like, it's a lot of connections, a lot of good folks. Great ways to connect. Like, I was just surprised at how many people were there, and like it felt like a homecoming, because in the outdoor part they were playing like, Frankie Beverly and Maze, all kind of stuff, and then you come inside and like we were at a bar, just drinking, and this dude from Facebook like, you guys want to work for Facebook? I was like, dude, we ain't even in tech, we just here. And so it was a very open, super cool event. Y'all gonna hear me talk about Afrotech for the rest of the year till they put me on stage, or till they
thanks for sharing.
For sure.
I always thought it was out.
Say it again?
Yeah, that's cool. I said I always thought it was out in California, so that's cool that it's gonna be in Texas.
They retired. The girl moved to the woman who created it. She moved to Nashville. What I'm saying? Her parents was in Nashville, and then she met a man out there. That's how they go. And so she bought a house out there because the pandemic. California basically was closed down. So, she's been doing events. Like, she just did an event in DC. She did an event in Dallas. She did an event like somewhere else on the metaverse. They've been doing it all over the place. They went to Miami Beach earlier this year. They went to Brooklyn, the Bay, Los Angeles. They're just trying to show that you could be anywhere in tech. That was kind of the goal this year, whatever. So let me see. What was my other thing for you? A lot of people got conversations. Okay, so the new oil is data, and what drives automation is data, big data. Yeah, you probably have to protect a lot of stuff at work, and I don't think people understand that. You can't be going on Twitter on your main work computer. You can't be going on Facebook, YouTube on your main work computer. Y'all don't do it. They're in the chat saying congrats on your book.
Right. You need to use your own personal device, or wait till you get home. Use your cell phone for that.
I'm telling you, that's how y'all get set up. They be like, "Who did it?" It was me. I caused the breach. So what other places can they find you right now on the internet?
They can find me on LinkedIn under Ronald Gatewood. Also
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram, the Professor Tech underscore, and on Twitter, the Professor Tech.
And what are any other tips you want to give our audience and get them set up and get them in the right direction?
One good tip I usually tell people who's getting started in IT is take time to do research, talk to people in the field, um, try to find like one to three jobs that you can kind of narrow down to see like what exactly you want to do and what your passion might be. Also, talk to people in the field. Uh, IT is really good about sending people down different rabbit holes because you might be interested in one thing. Next thing you know, you hear somebody else talk about an interview, talk about how much money they're making. Now you're going down that rabbit hole, looking at things. Next thing you know, another year later, you're doing the same thing. So really try to take time and kind of focus and figure out like what you want to do, what you want to do. And if you're interested in customer service, whether it's service desk or desktop support, some people say that you can't improve your soft skills, but I think you can. This book, IT Customer Service, is a good tool to use to improve your customer service skill. And also, too, for those who've been in tech for a while, it's very, very important to be able to relate uh, to the customers and to help whatever organization you're working with, whatever their end business goal is. Even though you're in the background and you're doing tech, you want to be available and be ready to talk to people to kind of help push forward the mission of the company. Uh, a company can have the best product, they can have the smartest techs working for them, but if they don't have good customer service, if they don't have techs who can take time and explain things to them, that customer isn't going to last. That company isn't going to last very long. Also, there's been a new buzzword for jobs over the last couple of years called customer success. And that's something else that's another job title that's starting to be big in IT. And that is pretty much somebody mentioned data. So a lot of times customer success managers they use data to do surveys and kind of gauge all right, what's working good, what's not working, what do we need to work on to improve customer satisfaction. And it kind of comes down to you want to build a relationship with your customers. You want to build rapport with them. You don't want them to feel like they're just the regular person. You want them kind of like how when a guy meet a girl or a girl meet a guy and you get on that undivided attention, you kind of woo them. That's how you kind of want to be your customer, but you want to be
I
genuine.
love bomb. No, I'm just messing you.
You gotta get them some love. And to a lot of people getting it in the tech, especially service desk and desktop, if you build a relationship with your client, a lot of times they're not as fast to kind of get upset and go off on you because they kind of know you as a person. So now they're gonna take time to build a relationship with you, and they're gonna take time to listen to you because they trust you and they know that you have taken time to invest in them.
So out of all your certs, you have what? CompTIA, A plus, and what else at this
That's
point?
it. That's it. A
Man,
plus.
it's made you all this career. Y'all gotta understand. You worked that one cert through the door.
Right. I got that one. That was it. Now I'm planning on doing security plus and idle. And I'm glad you asked that. I know some people go cert crazy. Even the guy I had a
Hmm.
conversation with who's a project manager. I asked him what certs were good. He kind of stopped me. He was like, man, he's like, you're gonna see a lot of certs on my LinkedIn page, but he told me he like I didn't need all those certs. He went out for way more certs than he needed.
Hmm.
So that's another reason why it's important for you to kind of key in on what you want. You don't want to be cert crazy because eventually, if you boosting yourself up real good with them certs, eventually you're gonna hit an interview where they're gonna want you to know some of those things that you're talking about.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Eh, so right here, Financial Hawk, thank you for the $10 super chat. Shout out to another Tech Tuesday. Going to use that advice on my networking, Ronald, with my tech journey. We got somebody said, William Smith said, did you spill that drink on that computer, sir? He said, it depends on if it's
no,
covered under warranty. It won't me. I don't know what's wrong with this computer. It's broke.
it wasn't me that time.
Listen, that's what I tell him. I'm like, I don't know, this computer is broken.
I
Somebody
mean,
give me a new computer.
Yeah, you hear all type of crazy stories in tech. I think the most funniest thing I've experienced was somebody was complaining that that their computer was making weird noises. So we
Mhm.
go over, we're looking at it, man. We're doing, process of elimination. But whatever we did, it kept making. We kept hearing the weird noises. So eventually, we turned out the computer. But we like, hold on. We unplugged it. We still heard the noise. Well, we started looking. This person had a whole bunch of pictures. You know the old school radio that your grandma used to have.
Yeah.
That was in the background, making all the noise.
That's bananas. People, y'all got to look. Don't be that old guy to think like, I don't know what's wrong with this thing making all this noise. Like it's you, sir. It's you.
Yeah. But
Um,
we appreciate people like that because that's job security for
listen, it is. I believe you, 100%. Okay, y'all. Did y'all have some more questions for him about IT? But I just wanted to. That's why I asked him how many certs he had because y'all be in here like, I gotta get this cert. I gotta get that cert. Listen, get that one cert. Get your foot in the door. I've been studying. One of my interviewers let me sign up for his course, trying to study for A+. I was doing them first couple tests. I was like, this ain't nothing. And that third, I was like, oof. Let me go back and read that chapter again. I done failed. So. But you get that one cert, y'all can get you in the door.
yeah.
I know y'all are nervous because it's the summer and you want to be, sometimes when we're nervous about our skills, we want to overcompensate. Look, tell people you don't know and you're willing to learn and
Right.
get your foot in the door.
Right. If you're willing to learn, that'll take you. If you're willing to learn, that will take you a long way. Especially if you in the interview. Hey, be upfront. Know what you know, what you don't know. Let them know you don't know. But never say this. Never just say I don't know. I always follow up with I don't know, but I'll research it. Or I don't know, but I'll go here to find the answer because that will impress a lot of managers that you just have the will and you have the know too to be able to go and find the answers you need. One good thing about tech, there's multiple ways to get to where you want to go. Some people go the certification route. Some people go the college route, and some people learn on the job. This is a guy
Mm-hmm.
I met at college. He didn't even major in IT, majored in business. Went out to Texas and got into IT, and he's doing. Last time I talked to him, he was doing like virtual networking, making well in the six figures. And I asked him, like, you have any certs? Like, nah, I don't have any certs. He told me he just created labs and just learned on his own.
Right. I like it. Listen, somebody had one question, but I think we just answered it, but I'll throw it up there. It said, I'm learning Python right now. Do I need to learn Network Plus and CompTIA?
But depending on what you want to do with that Python,
Exactly.
if you're doing Python so that you can do programming, you really don't need Network Plus. If you're doing Python for data scientists, you really won't need it. But if you're doing Python because you want to do like network programming on switches and things like that, the Network Plus it won't hurt you. It would help. But I would also like look into some of the Cisco certs as well.
Mm-hmm. Look at the picture. Okay, so look, y'all, listen. We're gonna have Mr. Ronald on in the rotation. If you want to in the future, I would love to have you on some of the Tech Tuesday panels if
Oh,
you got
please do.
time.
Oh, I do. I'll make time. I'll make time.
And we'll get you out there. Hopefully, I see you either at the boat party or your Afrotech one. I'll be in Austin, Texas, ready to do either. Y'all already know August 19th, 20th, the boat party in Austin, Texas. We'll have the winery for 4 hours on the Friday. I've already been dropping video clips of what the winery looks like. And then also on Saturday, 3:30 to 7:30 p.m., we'll be on the boat catching the sunset in Austin, Texas, and drinking frozen margaritas. Listen, y'all. This is your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. Mr. Dr. Ronald, tell them the name of your book again and where they can find you online again.
Name of book, IT Customer Service. You can find it on Amazon. You can
Hold on,
also
make you bigger. Hold on, make your picture bigger. Bam! Show them that book.
IT Customer Service. You can find it on Amazon. You can also go to my website, www.theprofessortech.com. Hey, thanks for the support. If you have any IT related questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm on LinkedIn, and my inbox is open on LinkedIn.
I love it. Them recruiters be hitting you up all the time, don't they, on LinkedIn?
All the time.
Listen, I keep telling people, get that one cert, update your LinkedIn. They're going to be blowing y'all up. All right, Mr. Ronald, hold on 1 second.
Maybe like your guy that goes down in the DM with those recruiters.
All right, everybody, hold on one second. Hey, you guys, this is your girl Ericka, Classic Clown Blog, who brought you another Tech Tuesday. This is Dr. Ronald Gatewood, Professor Tech. Find him online, find him on LinkedIn, and I appreciate all you guys for being here for a double. We did 2 shows today. It was a long day, but we did it. All right, you guys, later.